the stock market is rolling. I always tell people, don't watch the news, watch the charts. So let's get into it and see what's going on. So here we're looking at the E-mini Dow Jones futures once again. This is what I had charted out to happen. It did not go as deep as I thought it would go, but it's still on the same path. So let's get updated. Some people look at the news to determine what's going to happen in the stock market, but I do not believe in that. After all my experience reading the charts, man, I've seen time and time again that these charts do not always follow the news. And sometimes, like the situation we're in right now, everybody's wondering, how is the world economy doing so bad? But the stock market charts keep climbing and climbing and climbing. Well, the chart's got a mind of their own, and it moves in certain cycles, and you got to be aware of where we are in the cycle. So if we back out a little bit, all right. So we are still in this wave 3. This is definitely wave 1, and this is definitely wave 2, and those are done with. We are in wave 3. Wave 3 is typically a very strong and powerful wave. It tends to be an extension. So we got to be careful when trying to track this wave, because extensions may mess up the path that we have laid out. So this is still what I have here, same thing as I had before. Expecting that this wave 3 may come to about this range. If it's an extension, it may go a little bit further, but we'll have to watch and see how it plays out. But this wave 2 is a very shallow correction. It did not make it to the 382 or any of these other lines. So this should be a very deep correction once we get to wave 4. And then once it has that deep correction, it'll turn around, or it may not even have the deep correction. These are just tendencies. These waves tend to be opposite. And so if 2 goes down very shallow, you can always expect wave 4 to be very deep. It doesn't always happen, but that's what we're watching out for. But either way, we should have a wave 5 that comes up and goes and creates a new all-time high. On this chart, the Dow Jones, or this is the Dow futures, but on the Dow Jones, I'm expecting for a target at least around 35,000 at least, but it may go as high as 45,000 or 50,000. Anywhere in that range is acceptable for me. But let's take a look at some other charts. Here we have the S&P 500, SPX. And we have the same thing relatively going on. Wave 1, then wave 2, then we're in wave 3. This is just a sketch of what I have may happen. These targets on the S&P 500 are not all that clear, because trying to distinguish all of the subwaves is really difficult right now. So I'm assuming that this will be an extension, and once we see it play out a little bit more, we'll be able to see some of the subdivisions to tell when this wave is over with. So this is kind of a vague target right now. And this is roughly what I'm expecting to happen. So overall, I'm looking at a target between the $4,000 mark and the 5,000 roughly mark. And here's another look at the same idea on the S&P 500 futures. Let me erase that. Again, this looks like an extension. It's hard to see the subdivisions here, so we will have to just watch and see as it plays out, but it's still a very, very bullish pattern. So if you're trading the SPY like we have here, or the VU, or the IVV, all of these are ETFs for the S&P 500. You can see all of them have the same pattern. Wave 1 going up, wave 2 coming down, and then we're in wave 3, which looks like it could be an extension. And that's about it for this video. I will see y'all in the next one.